Hello, ladies. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it, especially today. You're going to have to give me a little grace on this one. I am recovering from the flu, but I'm here and I am getting my work done because this is a video I really wanted to get shot because it's been a high complaint or high concern for many of my clients. And so I'm going to explain it, explain why you get it, and explain how you can make it better or blunt the symptoms of a menopause belly. So let's just get into it. Thanks for being here today. My name is Cynthia Williams. I am an integrative nutrition practitioner. I have worked with hundreds of women at this point, working on or helping them understand all the hormones that are in our body, the fluctuations, whether you're still having regular cycles, you're perimenopause or postmenopause, helping women understand the functions of estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, cortisol, insulin, thyroid hormones, all of these things that really affect how we feel, our mood, our ability to lose weight, sustain the weight loss, our energy levels, libido, all of those kind of things. That's what I do with women. And not only do I help them understand it, I help them learn how to modify, adapt, titrate, tweak, whatever it may be, years down the road. If they find themselves in a situation again where they're not feeling their best, they know what to do to then change and improve those symptoms. So we're going to speak about menopause belly today because that is a high complaint, concern of almost every woman that I work with. And menopause belly doesn't necessarily mean you are in menopause. It can be perimenopause, it can be irregular cycles, but later in your life, let's say you're 35 and older, and you're having these fluctuations in your belly. 1 week you feel really good, you feel really lean, you can see definition in the abs, and then the next week you feel like you're 4 months pregnant. So I'm going to explain why that is and what you can do to counter that. So first off, menopause belly, there's two kinds of menopause belly is what I'm gonna say. And I shouldn't even call it menopause belly. I'm gonna call it estrogen belly. There's two kinds of estrogen belly. And one is where your belly grows and shrinks throughout the month. Like I said, 1 week it feels really good. The next week you're bloated AF. Then you feel really good and you're bloated AF. And it's just kind of this cycle that you're constantly in. And you just can't really put your finger on it and you don't understand what's going on and why 1 week is great and 1 week is not. The other is a chronic bloated belly. And it's, that distended belly, that hard belly. It's just uncomfortable. It's just constant. It doesn't matter what you eat, what you're doing, you constantly have this just bloated, uncomfortable, almost feeling kind of like you're pregnant belly. So you can have the fluctuating belly, the one that, 1 week on, 1 week off. That is typically moving with your hormones, the elevation and the decline of estrogen throughout your cycle. And you can even experience this if you are on hormone replacement therapy when you're in perimenopause, because you're still secreting hormones and you're still going to have weeks where you're naturally on your own secreting higher levels of estrogen than if you have your hormone therapy that you're taking on top of it, which is elevating estrogen levels. It may push those estrogen levels a little bit high during that week, which causes you to retain water. Estrogen is a water retaining hormone. Progesterone is a water or a diuretic hormone, which helps pushes the fluid off of you. So that's why even on HRT or during this time, 1 week might be really bloated and then the next week's not, because of those fluctuating estrogen and progesterone levels. If you have chronic bloated belly, like it's just all the time, you feel like no matter what you do, you just have this bloated belly. Typically, and I'm not saying this is black or white, but typically this means that there's some form of estrogen dominance going on. And that can even happen in perimenopause and postmenopause. And it would typically be what's called relative estrogen dominance. And it means the amount of estrogen in your system compared to the amount of progesterone in your system. They're not balancing each other out, like I spoke of earlier. Higher estrogen levels make you retain water. Then the progesterone comes in behind it, and they're supposed to fluctuate and kind of check and balance each other out. But if you have this chronic high level of estrogen and you don't have the right amount of progesterone to come in behind it and kind of flush that estrogen out, you're staying in this chronic fluid retaining state. So an estrogen dominance presents very, very much the same as perimenopause symptoms. So what can you do about this, or how can you make this better? The number one thing that you can do when you are in either of these states, the abdominal on week, off week, or the chronic abdominal bloat, is eating a high fiber diet. The more fiber that we consume and the more regular your digestion is, the better you are going to feel. Typically, if you're having this fluctuating belly or the chronic abdominal bloating, you're typically constipated. Sometimes hyperbowels can be involved in there. You may have a day of super hyperbowels, but overall speaking, you're typically constipated. So what that means is we're not excreting. The estrogen is removed through the body through our poop. And so if we are not pooping regularly every day, you get kicked into what's called a negative feedback loop. And that estrogen gets recirculated back into the body and it wreaks havoc on the body. So we need to get digestion fixed first and foremost. So eating a high fiber diet is crucial for estrogen balance and progesterone and others, but especially estrogen balance in the body. So working on eating berries, vegetables, and sprouted grains throughout the day, trying to shoot for, I always tell my clients, shooting for 30 different plants a week, to have a big variety of fiber coming into the diet to build up your gut system, to make it nice and healthy and strong and diverse, and help to blunt some of these symptoms that you're having. If you have regular digestion, that typically will help fix the estrogen dominance that you have going on, because we're flushing out that excess estrogen and it pulls the estrogen and progesterone back into a more functional relationship. How can you fix the digestion? Yes, eating high fiber fruits or vegetables, but you also want to go slow with increasing your fiber. If you're currently only eating maybe 8 to 9 grams of fiber right now, and ideally we're eating around 30 grams of fiber a day, that's the sweet spot. You can't go from eating 8 or 9 grams of fiber straight to 30. That in and of itself will cause bloating and distress, because your body is not adapted to processing and digesting that much fiber. So it has to be a slow build and working on slowly increasing your food volume to get to that number. But other things that you can do while increasing your fiber intake is move after you're eating. I don't mean exercise. If you can get out for a little brisk walk, 5 to 10 minutes, do the dishes around the house, do some laundry, do some sweeping, something. Don't just eat and sit. If you can move after eating, that will help with digestion and helping to break down the food and push it through your body, which can help reduce the bloat and the distension that is adding on to your uncomfortable feelings of the imbalance of hormones. Hydration is key, making sure that you are drinking enough water as well, at least 100 ounces a day, with 1 serving of electrolytes a day. Again, to properly hydrate the cells so that the cells are functioning properly, so that digestion works thoroughly. Number 4 you can do is, I will add in magnesium citrate with clients. I will increase citrate magnesium. It helps with digestion. You just need to do your due diligence here, and if you have any contraindications with supplements, that's on you to check with your doctor. But adding in a little bit of magnesium citrate, can help with pushing some of the digestion through, because first and foremost, my thing to do with these clients is get them pooping regularly. So if I have to use a little bit of a supplement to help push through because they're so backed up, I will do that. And then the last thing is adding in digestive enzymes initially. Digestive enzymes are great for helping to break down food and helping it to pass through the system. I will link my favorite digestive enzymes, below. You want to take them prior to the meal. If you remember, if you don't, take them after, but ideally you're taking them prior to, and this again can help to break down the food, especially if you're working to increase your fiber. As I said, increasing the fiber in and of itself can increase bloat initially until your system is adjusted to the increase of the intake, enzymes taking along with the increase of fiber can make a big difference and reduce the uncomfortableness that comes with increasing your fiber. But first and foremost, and I cannot stress this enough, ladies, you have to eat a high fiber diet, and it really needs to be from whole foods, not supplements. It needs to come from whole foods, as whole foods are more bioavailable and they are broken down in the system, and they're full of nutrients and minerals and vitamins that are going to assist you in a ton of other ways. And it passes through the system and it helps to pull and grab onto those hormones and flush them through your system. The whole foods also help support the liver, which the liver is where all of our hormones are metabolized. So a fiber supplement's not going to do that. So you need this to come from whole foods to work on all the systems of the body to get everything operating optimally to help you balance hormones and reduce your menopause or your estrogen belly. I don't even want to say menopause again, because this can happen for women with still having normal cycles that are not in perimenopause. You can still have an estrogen belly. All right, so high fiber, move after you eat, plenty of water, digestive enzymes, add in some magnesium citrate. These can all be helpful in regulating digestion and reducing estrogen belly. So you can find more about my coaching programs at CynthiaWilliamsWellness.com. This is what I work with women day in and day out on, helping them come up with plans and programs to reduce hormonal imbalances, to make them feel better, to navigate this time, improve cycles, improve perimenopause or postmenopause symptoms, and show you that like you can be optimal, you can be as lean. If you want a six-pack at 65, you can have it, and showing you the ways to do it. If you don't want a six-pack at 65, you just want to feel fantastic, you can have that too. I just want to emphasize that nothing is off limits, even though we're at this midlife and beyond at this point in our life. You can still achieve anything physically that you want to. You just have to change the ways that you're doing it, because we're not 20 and 30 anymore. So have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you subscribe and you hit that little bell so you get notified when any of my new videos come out. See you later.